In this video, I'm gonna give you 5 tips I wish I knew when I first started creating videos for a living. If you're new to this channel, my name's John, and this channel is all about helping video creators realize their vision, grow their skills, and make a living by doing what they absolutely love. Getting started and committing to something new always has its challenges, and maybe you picked up a camera as a hobby and you want to start making a little extra cash with it, or maybe you're considering diving into an exciting new career path and seeing where that takes you. Either way, when starting at ground zero, it's easy to feel lost, especially when you take the time to ask yourself, what type of videos do I want to create? There's a lot of options out there. So the first tip I have for someone who's unsure what type of videos they want to do is that in the beginning, versatility is more important than quality. And I'm sorry to say this, but you're gonna suck in the beginning. That's okay, because we all do. What I'm talking about is having the ability to dive into any situation and being able to say, yes, I can do that. You've got to be adaptable and willing to say yes to shooting your cousin's wedding. Yes to shooting a super low budget music video. Yes to shooting a project for a small business. Shooting a product video with things just laying around your house. All of these things might not have an immediate return, but these are the experiences necessary to figure out what you want to do. This idea of versatility over quality applies to the gear that you'll pick up in the beginning too. I'd rather you pick up something that might not be super high quality, but it allows you to just start creating whatever gets thrown your way. A good example of this would be opting for a zoom lens with a wide focal range rather than a super sharp prime lens with a shallow depth of field. Figuring out your shooting style and what focal lengths allow you to express your art, and then you could invest into something a little bit more quality, a little bit more expensive. Tip number 2 is data management. And by now we've established that in the beginning, you're going to be shooting a lot of content, right? So what do you do with it when the shoot is over? The first thing I do is back everything up onto a large hard drive that has everything. And I mean, literally everything I've ever shot. I actually have 2 of these hard drives and use one as a backup in case the primary one fails, meaning it just stops working. And yes, this does happen for what seems like no reason at all. I learned this lesson the hard way. The first hard drive I ever had did not have a backup, and guess what happened? Yeah, it failed. All of my previous client footage just gone. I was lucky enough to get everything recovered by sending it out, but it did set me back about $1,500. Buying 2 hard drives at once seems like a lot of money, and it's definitely gonna hit your wallet pretty hard, but it won't be as bad as spending $1,500 to hopefully get it fixed. And just the overall headache, at least you get the peace of mind knowing that if one messes up, you have a backup, and that is priceless. Once I have the footage backed up onto 2 separate hard drives, I'll take the content I'm currently working on to an SSD and do all of my editing off of that, meaning I add the footage to my editing software from the SSD. An SSD is going to speed up your workflow, and it's going to be less taxing on your computer, so you don't have to worry about your computer crashing. And I think that's something that all video editors would be happy with, their computer not crashing. That'd be ideal if that didn't happen. Once that editing project is complete, I'll upload the final deliverables to Google Drive and share that folder with the client. And it'll live there as long as the client and I continue to work together. If it is just a one-off project, then I'll give them a heads up that I do clean out my Google Drive every 30 to 60 days. So be sure to download it as soon as possible. Tip number 3 is all about taking the time to master your craft. It kind of goes without saying, but learn how to use your camera, learn how to use your editing software. We work so close with tech changes fast. It seems like every other day there's a new camera out, there's a new lens, a new software update, a new firmware that you got to download and do something with. You have got to keep up with the times if you want to be the best. On top of keeping up with, let's say a news article or someone's email list, I advise you to seek a mentor. Not just someone you can learn online from, but someone in your city that you can actually shake hands with. Something that really accelerated my growth when it comes to video was actually moving to LA and learning from an actual director. I was able to see how scenes were lit, how to actually direct a production, and overall what it takes to pull off a big project. Let's say you want to be the best wedding videographer in Austin, Texas. Head to Instagram, look up hashtag Austin wedding videographer or something similar to that, and look for work that you get inspired by. From there, send a DM along the lines of, "Hi, my name's John. I'm super inspired by the work that you're doing and would love to learn more about your business. I'd be happy to assist you on an upcoming shoot and would love to just set up a call for an introduction." Boom. That's a super easy way to at least start the conversation. And if you want to be the best, you got to surround yourself with the best. Moving on to tip number 4 is figuring out how much to charge. Starting from ground zero with no work under your belt, it doesn't hurt to start working for free. It's a great way to learn the fundamentals of filmmaking, learn from potential mistakes, and if you mess up, well, it's a good thing that the client didn't pay you. In all seriousness, pricing can be a whole video in itself, so I'll save that topic for a later discussion, but I recommend just starting conversations with similar creators in your area, figure out what they're charging, and it doesn't have to be like a super sneaky thing. You could just say like, "Hey dude, I am new to this, have no idea what I'm doing. Can you give me some advice?" And if you approach it from this place of just being inspired by, let's say, your mentor or other creators, you're gonna get pretty far because it's not like you're trying to steal their business. You're just trying to figure out how everything works. And I think that's a point where everybody starts from, and people see that and they're willing to help you. Another rule of thumb that I picked up from Gary Vee is charge a little bit more than last time until you get about 20 no's in a row. And then from there, you'll be able to find a good sweet spot. Tip number 5 is understanding what the client wants and creating what they need. When I have a call or a meeting with a client for the first time, I'm genuinely not trying to sell. That's for call number 2. The point of the first conversation is to identify what problem they're having and how you can help them. I ask questions related to the goals that they have, so I have the ability to put myself in their shoes. I think it's safe to say that any business owner, creative director, head of marketing, whatever it is, they wish that they could make a copy of themselves so the work could get done the way that they want it to. By asking questions like, "What's your goal with this video? What would need to happen for this project to be successful and for you to give me an awesome testimonial? Where will the content be published? Is it on social media, a website, an email campaign?" Maybe all of those things. If only one person is able to watch this video, who would that person be? What you're really trying to do right here is figure out who their ideal client is so you can make a video appealing to that person. How does this video fit into your overall funnel or user experience? Have you worked with any other video creators in the past? What did you like or didn't like about that previous experience? Do you have any references of videos that are currently inspiring you for this project? How would you like the viewer to feel after watching this project, and what is the call to action? Again, that ties into what goal they're having. By getting on the same page as the client from the beginning, you're gonna save more time, more energy, and probably save you a few revisions. You'll have a better understanding of how to light the video, what music to use, the camera movement, what formats, whether it's horizontal or vertical. And overall, you're gonna have a better understanding of how to convey the story or the message to their ideal client and the person watching your video. So far, we've covered 5 tips, and I want to throw in a bonus tip for anyone who's still watching. But first, as a recap, we've got number 1, when starting from ground zero, you're going to want to be adaptable and versatile to take on any task that comes your way, and have a little bit of patience if you don't know exactly what it is that you want to do, because it will come with you with a little bit of experience. Tip number 2 is figure out a data management system that works for you, that will keep you organized, and be sure to always have a backup. Number 3, master your craft by linking up with mentors, connecting with creatives, and practicing your craft as much as you can. Tip number 4, charge a little bit more with each project you get until you find a pricing structure that you're comfortable with and that works for you. Number 5, get on the same page as your client from the beginning for a better experience for both sides of that business relationship. And bonus tip, You're not number one on anybody else's priority list, so you might as well be number one on yours. If you're new to videography, let me know what you found helpful in the comments, or if you're a little bit more experienced, I'd love to hear what you've picked up from your experiences along the way. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you've enjoyed this video. I'm trying to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers, and your support is appreciated. Thank you for checking out this video, checking out the channel, hanging out with me. Stay creative, my friends. I'll see you in the next one.